if you're an Unraid user and also a gamer, there's a community app called LanCache Bundle that is a must to have installed in your Unraid system. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up, and if you use Pfsense as your router, how to set up your DNS in the Pfsense router to work with your LanCache app. So let's get started. Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to rate this video by liking and sharing it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I do new uploads on the channel. Also, you can follow me on my social media where I post information about new uploads that I'm going to be doing on the channel. And if you don't know what Unraid is a software that you can use to do a lot of things like NAS, VMs, Docker container. You can use it, what I'm going to be showing you right now, to cache Steam games and another multiple things. So if you don't know what Unraid is, I'm going to leave everything that I'm going to be talking in the video in the description below so you can go check them out. And I've been using Unraid for the past around 5 years, and I use it mainly to store my videos when I'm doing content creation. And you can actually go in here and download a trial if you want to check them out, and if you like it, and you can actually buy a license, and depending on what type of license you get is how much storage you can use on your Unraid server. So if also you can go check on YouTube, Space Invader 1 is actually one of the main guys that do videos in YouTube about Unraid, so you can go check him out. He has a bunch of different videos on stuff that you can do on Unraid, like even macOS VMs. If you like Apple and you want to do a MacBook, you can actually go there and check that out. So let's go to my Unraid server. First thing you want to do when you get to your Unraid server is do a share for your Steam cache. So you want to do that share, and as you already see here, I already did it, but if you don't know, you just go hit add share, put the share name, Steam cache, or however you want to call it. Put a comment if you want high water. Should I hit here? But high water means that it's going to be using all of my disks through the Unraid. So I want to leave it there so I can send my information to all the disks and actually make it easier and faster when they're reading from all disks at the same time. In the cache, I would recommend to use Yes, because you want to transfer the game to your cache and then to your array, so that makes even faster copies for the Steam cache. So once you're already done the share, I already did it, so I'm not gonna redo it. Once you hit that, we're gonna go to the community app. Once we are in the community tab, we're gonna search for LanCache Bundle. Once we hit LanCache, this LanCache Bundle is developed by Josh5. I'm gonna leave his GitHub where you can find more information on how to change some of the setups in your LanCache. So once you download it, it's gonna open up, and first thing you have to do is you have to set a static IP. You have to have a static IP because that static IP is going to bind your Steam cache to your computers. So it's going to use them to cache the information of the games. So once you have that set up, if you don't know what IP your cache is or your LAN is, you can go to your network, open network, change adapter options, and then you're gonna see the one that I got multiple instances here, but the one I'm using is there. If you're a Wi-Fi, you're gonna go here, but you're gonna hit status, you're gonna go details, and here on the IP4 default gateway, that's what it is. So this is the one that you want. So if you know that, like me, I'm in 10.10.0.1, anything up to 254 is gonna be good. So that's why I set up 200. Then on the LanCache IP, you want to set up as same one, that's gonna be just static IP, and the DNS binding IP is gonna be also the same one. On the data, we're gonna select the folder that we just created on the shares. So if you see, it's already my Steam cache. Everything else is gonna stay default. You don't have to change anything else. If we go to show more settings, you're gonna see that there's a bunch of ports and DNS upstreams that are gonna be set up. And if we can just keep scrolling down, you're gonna see that it can cache from everything that you see here. It's going to be caching from Aranet, Blizzard, Cedar Heroes, Daybreak, Epic Games, Frontier, Hyrex, Neverwinter, Nexus, Nintendo, Origin, Regidadex, Riot, Rockstar, Sony, Steam, TiSo, Twitch, Uplay, Warframe, Wargaming, Wizards, and Xbox Live. So everything that you see here is also going to be cached into that LanCache. So it's not going to only work for Steam, but it's going to work for multiple different variations of games. And I'm going to be testing Steam cache and Windows so you can see how it works. So once you have that set up, you only hit apply, and then it's going to come up and it's going to show up in your Docker container. So I always have it auto start like any other or my containers. So once if I reboot my Unraid server, it's just gonna start right away. So once you hit that, we're practically done with Unraid. Like I said, I'm gonna be showing you how to set up your Pfsense. So this works actually for any other router, but for Pfsense, if you see in the main page here, it says DNS server. This is actually the one port DNS servers. So these are the ones that connect to the outside world. You want to leave them as they are. You don't want to touch them because then you're going to lose connectivity to the outside world. So we're going to go to the services and we're going to go to the DHCP server. And here, that is the LAN DHCP server. We're going to go to where it says servers and DNS servers. We're going to put the same IP from our LanCache. So 10.10.0.200, that is for me. Depending on the one you use, is the one that you're going to put there. And on the next two lines, you want to add an external IP. So I'm using the one from OpenDNS because for me, I have tested multiple DNS like Google and Cloudflare, and the best that works for me is OpenDNS for gaming specifically. So if you go OpenDNS, you can put opendns.com and you go to the bottom and you're gonna have both of their DNS services, so you can copy them. And if it's Cloudflare, it's easy as 1.1.1.1. Google, that is the most likely what most of the people use, is 8.8.8.8. So once you set up that, you can just hit save. And so once you save it, you practically are all set. But if you do not know how to set it up on your router, you can also go to your networks. Like I said before, go to the network settings, go to the adapter settings, and in your network, you're going to go to properties, and you're going to go to IPv4 properties, and here you're going to set up your DNS. So you can put your LanCache DNS. It has to be your preferred or primary to be able to catch it up, and then as secondary, you're going to use Google or Cloudflare or OpenDNS, whichever you feel like you want to use, but you have to make sure that you actually input a secondary DNS server to be able to connect to the outside world. I'm not going to use it like that because I already had it set up on my Pfsense router, so I'm just going to hit OK. If for any reason you go to status, and once you go to the status, it doesn't show up here on the DNS servers, the only thing you have to do is just disable and enable your network. You hit disable, wait for a couple seconds, hit enable, and it should already display. Another thing that you can see here, I'm on a 10 gigabit intranet network, so my LAN runs at a 10 gigabit, so that actually helps me for my LanCache to be even faster than a regular 1 gigabit. But it actually, anything that you cache to your Unraid server to work with your LanCache is going to be faster than the actual download from the Steam or any other server that you're going to be downloaded, because once you're downloaded from the outside internet, from the outside servers, it's going to take longer. So you're going to be downloaded probably at a pace of 10 megabytes or even 20 megabytes. Like, that's most likely what I download. I got a 400 megabyte speed here, so I download somewhere around between 22 megabytes per second. So once we hit that, we are all set with our Unraid and the Pfsense. And we're gonna go to Steam now, and we're gonna download a game. I'm gonna download Rocket League. So we're gonna hit Rocket League, and we're gonna go to the install. Once we start installing, we're gonna see the speed that is actually downloaded, and it's gonna start caching everything into our Unraid. As you see, it says that it's gonna take around 20 seconds, 430 megabytes a second, but it's definitely gonna take longer because I'm gonna be downloaded from the outside. And we're gonna start now, hit next, and once we hit next, we're gonna go and see the speed that is gonna actually be downloading to our Steam game. We're gonna hit agree, and as you can see, it start downloaded. It roughly has 10.9 megabytes. Actually, there was something else downloaded. Here you see in my preview test that says that my peak speed was 354 megabytes. So that's what you're gonna be expecting if you run a 10 gigabit network. It might actually be longer. If you want to see if it's actually caching, you're gonna go to your Steam cache, and you can see that I got instances already running in my folder. The Steam cache, that is, so it's actually working. So you see my current speed is around 14.3. It should go somewhere up to like 20 megabytes a second. That is gonna be downloaded from the outside. Once it's cached, it's gonna be downloaded even faster. So as you can see, there are some instances already on my cache folder. And also another way you can test it is if you go to your Unraid server, and you're gonna open your command prompt and just gonna type docker container stats. Once you hit that command, it's gonna bring the Docker container status, and then as you can see, the LanCache bundle is already using around 25% CPU usage. And if you go to the net.io, you see that it's downloading around, it was like 8 gigabytes. So you see how it is just rising up. So that means that it's actually working. Now I'm gonna download another game from the Windows Store, and I'm gonna cache that one also to our Steam share, to the LanCache share. And once that finishes, I'm gonna show you how fast it can get re-downloaded once you have it in your share. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Now we are back, and as you can see, Rocket League has finished downloading, and we're just gonna do we're gonna right click here, we're gonna manage this game, and we're just gonna uninstall it. Once we uninstall it, we're gonna reinstall the game, so you see how it is cached, and see, if you remember, it was around 20 megabytes a second as max speed download. Now we go after cache, we're just gonna see the difference that it makes once you have it cached in your Unraid server. So we're gonna hit next, we're gonna agree again, we're gonna see the speeds, and we're gonna wait for this to finish downloaded again. And now we're gonna start caching up, and as you can see, it start going up. 83 megabytes, 74 megabytes, 100 megabytes, 105 megabytes. So you're gonna see it's gonna keep creeping up because it's using your cache drive instead of your outside network. So it's looking for that game in your share folder in your Unraid. So this can go up and down depending on your speed. So instead of waiting like before that I had to wait around 7 or 8 minutes to get the whole game downloaded, it only is taking around a minute to download. As you see, it's already at 5.5 gigabytes from 10.9 gigabytes, and it is only not even peaking at 354. So you see, that's how this application works. It caches everything into your Unraid server, and it will help you once you downloaded the game one time. If you want to download it in a different computer, it's gonna use it from your cache instead of download it from the Steam servers once again. As you see, it's already done. It only took around a minute to download, and it's not even picking up the speed at it was going. So we're done with that one. From the Windows Store, I downloaded Halo Wars. That's an old game that I like, and as you see, this is 9.4 gigabytes. It was already downloaded, so I'm just gonna remove it. To remove it, I go to apps, right click in the Windows, apps and features, and I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna look for Halo Wars. Once I see Halo Wars right here, Definitive Edition, we're gonna uninstall it just for the sake of the video. I'm just gonna show you how that works. So it's already uninstalled. I'm just gonna close here. It says play, but it's actually not playable. So I'm just gonna go and search again for Halo Wars. And you see, just to refresh the store, it says install again, and I'm gonna install it. So as you see, the game was 9.40 gigabytes, and as you see, it's downloaded from my servers at a rate of 1.9 gigabits per second. So that's something like crazy fast. Even if picking more, 2.4, 2.5. This is how fast it can be transferred from your Unraid server instead of waiting those 10 minutes. You see, it only took around 30 seconds to download a 9.4 game. So hope you like this video, hope you like this tutorial. If you want to see more content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and actually you can go and watch other videos on my channel that help you out, from tutorials and even gameplays that I do most likely in my spare time. And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.